What's up, guys? I'm Coach Mike with Strong Together Fitness. Today we're here over at Strong Together Byram, and we're going to meet Coach Kara, one of the coaches and owners, and two of her awesome members. They've got a great story, and I think you could learn a lot. Let's head inside. All right, guys, welcome to Strong Together Byram. I'm Coach Mike, and to my far right, your left, is Coach Kara, and in the middle here we have Mike and we have Marty. Hey. We're going to start real quick. I just want to introduce you guys to Coach Kara and to Strong Together Byram. You can see it in the background here. This will be our first podcast and really some of our first major footage over here at Byram. So I wanted to introduce Coach Kara first. Many of you know her already, but I wanted to ask her or have her tell you a quick bit about herself and Byram and when they opened and how long they've been here, and then we'll hop into a pretty cool story here with Mike and Marty. So, Coach Kara.
Hey guys, well, welcome to Strong Together Byram. We've been here for almost a year, approaching the 1 year mark on August 20th. Greg and I opened just because we fell in love with the Strong Together family, and we wanted to do this ourselves and carry on the name and the traditions that we have going on here. So I've been coaching for almost 1 year after working out in Hackettstown for 3.5 or so years. So it's been a great experience. Love it.
Awesome. Yeah, if you guys don't know where they're located, they're on Continental Drive, which is, you can get to it from a couple different spots, but I mean, they're basically right by Route 80 here, right in technically Stanhope, I guess, right? Bud Lake, Byram, it's like right in this area. So if you haven't come by and checked it out yet, definitely come by and try out a workout. So we're gonna talk to some of our members over here at Byram. I'll let them kind of introduce themselves, and I think they've got a pretty cool story. So we're gonna share that with you. So first we got Marty.
My name's Marty. As a kid, I really didn't do much of anything, and then early teenage years, I started competing in equestrian events. And I did that through high school and into college, and then that was pretty much it. I play golf a lot, and this past winter we joined Byram, and it's been an awesome experience so far. I've never done any kind of formal training or working out or of any kind, and I'm addicted.
Awesome. Good. And next we have Mike.
Mike, I am 33 years old. I'm 32. Not 33 yet. Not yet. I never really did anything with sports or anything like that when I was a kid. I was pretty engrossed with riding horses and used to train horses full time. So that was pretty much the extent of my athletic career per se. But yeah, then we joined Byram in December. Here we are today, still going on.
Cool. So it's been about, what, 6-7 months?
It's 6 months.
Yeah, both of you guys? Awesome. Yeah. Cool. So I think it's interesting that you both have an equestrian background. Yeah. Do you have any ties to Centenary at all? Big equestrian.
We didn't go to school there. Yeah. I do go because I'm a sports therapist for horses now by trade.
Oh, okay.
So I do go and give a lecture at Centenary once a year for the veterinary doctor who's there. Got you kind of explain what I do and go over that over there.
Cool.
But it's just something I grew up and raised doing that. And there is actually some athletic ability that needs to be involved there.
Absolutely, yeah.
A lot of people think you just sit on the horse and the horse does all the work, and it couldn't be further from the truth.
Yeah. We actually have a member over at Hackettstown that was actually, there was a few that were students at Centenary that were riding, and they needed to get in better shape, basically, is what they told us. So it's pretty cool. I didn't realize that was as big of a thing as it is, meaning, you know, needing to get in shape, exercise, work out, and
it's a lot of core and legs.
Yeah, I would assume that a lot of what you do here helps in the core, the lower body, and being able to control yourself up there.
Yeah, like if I had to pick something personally that was the easiest to start was the rowing. Like, we can get through the rowing pretty fast. Everything else is a whole learning curve as far as getting proficient and good at it.
Gotcha. Cool. So how did each of you get into equestrian, like back in the day? When did it start, and how did you find that?
Well, my story was sort of pathetic, but I was a fat 13-year-old and was pretty miserable. Like, I really was. And one day, I grew up in Hillsborough Township down south, and we realized 2 fields over, they were building something. So the neighborhood kids went on a hike and went over there, and I realized it was a horse farm. So once it was erected, I got on a bike and drove my fat ass up there. Sorry. I went up to the trainer and I said, I know nothing about horses, but I just want to learn. I just want to be here. I want to learn. And a week later, she called me and taught me how to bale hay and stack it. And then I started riding, and the next 5.5, 6 years were a blur.
Cool. So you actually started like working there?
Yep. I started working there first, and then I was like, all right, I want to take lessons. And I fell off a horse in my first lesson, but I was addicted from the second I got on there.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I want to come back to that, but how about yourself? How did you find it?
I actually grew up around it. When I was little, my dad actually used to run a farm, and we actually had an apartment right above the barn.
Oh, cool.
So I literally, that's all I ever knew, and kind of just took it steps further and ended up training professionally at a national level. It's pretty successful, and then needed to find something that was going to be able to keep me a little bit closer to home more often. We were on the road a lot, going to horse shows all over the country. So then decided to take it from the angle of doing more physical therapy type of work. It keeps me closer to home, but it also took away that physical aspect of riding, and instead put me in a car, which then you're not as active, and the weight starts to come on, and which then brings us to how we started here. A little bit of like that background is, back in October, I had started using our treadmill at home a bit more, and lost quite a bit of weight just going through a routine like that, and then hit a plateau. So I was like, okay, maybe it's time to look into something different. So I literally just typed in like gyms in the area, and saw a couple. No, actually I found Strong Together. There was an ad that popped up on Facebook, and it said, like, it was real local. It said, looking for Byram, people who live near Byram. And I came, talked to Alyssa, and I went home and told him, and he said I was out of my mind.
Out of his mind. I was like,
out of my mind,
no way that we were doing this.
I remember the first, so Mike came in first,
Yep.
and talked to Alyssa,
And then I came in and met Kara, and I was
and he stayed and watched a class.
so terrified.
And he was like over in the corner, and he was kind of like hiding and like watching what we were doing, and then like hiding, and he's like, I don't know about this.
I told
And
him
it was
I
a Saturday morning. I don't know if it was a water and all out, but it was
it was all
intense.
out.
Carrie was there, and like she's a workhorse. Anyone who knows Carrie, and she was just going at it, and I was like, there's no way we could possibly do that. And that was a Saturday, and by Monday we were here, signed up, and
I told him I was doing it with or without him. I said, you either join me or not. It was, I'll never forget the first class that we took on that Monday. We both got in the car and we looked at each other and we said, what the F did we just get ourselves up to? Our bodies were shaking. We had to sit in the parking lot for 5 minutes. And after the first 2 weeks, it just started to come together and got a little easier, and not too easy because it's still hard to this day, but it's a hard that we feel accomplished when we're done. So that's what makes it addicting, per se.
That's cool. That's awesome. So your story was you were training, and when you say training, like riding and training horses, like doing a little bit of both. Okay, gotcha. And then basically once you stop that physical aspect of it, like many of us, sat in a car, sat at a desk or whatever it is, and then the weight starts to come off.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think that's a very common theme amongst a lot of our members. It's like, I was active, I did this. And, unfortunately, like, I got married or I had kids or whatever, and then it's like, I sat, and then I started sitting. And they say sitting is the new smoking. You know, it's like once you start sitting, that's it. It all kind of goes backwards. So I think that's interesting. Yeah, that you were able to get some of it off on your own, a good deal on your own. Just basically walking, running, doing some stuff on your own.
Yeah, and that gets monotonous. Though you can only do that for so long without it just becoming draining.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just mentally.
You have to have something.
Staring at a wall or my iPad watching stupid things on YouTube gets very boring very quickly.
Yeah. I think that's another pretty interesting piece that not a lot of people talk about when it comes to exercise or fitness is the mental stimulation that has to be there. I think for me, that's a huge piece of what draws me to what we do. I love to learn. I love to be challenged, and yeah, I mean, I can challenge myself by doing, bench press and pull downs and doing machines all day, but eventually you're staring at the same machine over and over again, and there's nothing changing. You might get stronger, you might see a change, but mentally, that stimulation starts to go away. I think that's another interesting point. So I wanted to come back to you. I forget exactly what I wanted to talk about, so you started working at a barn, right? Essentially, and then you started taking lessons. You were riding, and then how far did that take you? And then did you ever get into any other kind of exercise stuff after that, or
not really? No, I competed until my sophomore year of college, and unfortunately, my parents had to sit me down and said, "College or horse." Horses are incredibly expensive, so that kind of sucked at the time. But obviously, I picked school, and then I, finished college, started teaching, and really, I rollerbladed here and there for fun, but no organized exercise of any kind. And then, probably in my late 20s, started playing golf a lot, and that was pretty much all I did. For the past, work and play golf and that kind of stuff.
Cool. What do you teach?
High school math.
High school math.
Okay. And is the golf coach.
And I am the golf coach. Yes.
Golf coach.
Yes.
Is this where is it?
Parsippany Hills High School.
Parsippany Hills. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Have you noticed any change in your golf game?
To say that it's transformed is an understatement.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. I take lessons every now and again just to try to get better. But all spring, and definitely now that I'm out of school, I noticed that I hit the ball farther. The other day I played 27 holes and I really wasn't even tired. And I walk, so it's not like I'm driving in a car drinking beers. Craig, shout out to you. So yeah, I walk. I love the exercise of the walking, and it's just like I put my phone away. I don't think about anything but golf, and I definitely have been hitting the ball farther. And like I said, I'm not as tired or anything like that. It's pretty cool.
That is very interesting. You don't realize how much power actually comes from your legs and your core and everything. Obviously you can see there's 60, 70-year-old ladies out there that are playing, and you don't have to be strong to play the game of golf, but it doesn't hurt though.
It definitely does not hurt.
You can hit the ball longer and straighter.
Absolutely.
Awesome. So both of you guys come from similar backgrounds, but kind of different avenues, right? And then, so you started here together. Talk a little bit about that. What was it like to, I think lots of us that are in relationships that are doing something with someone that are, we spend a lot of time with them. Sometimes it can be fun, sometimes it can be aggravating, sometimes you need time apart, but what's it been like working out and kind of, just putting your head down and grinding and having this atmosphere to come in and work out together?
We kind of say it all the time. We say that honestly it was really the best thing that we did do it together, because when one of us isn't really feeling like going and working out, we'll push the other one. And that has really been a huge driving force to help in that process. And then we both will drop whatever is in our heads or minds or whatever we're here and just go on. And I think
it's been great. Like the 6-week challenge, to have someone to go through that with, because that was difficult. You know, the incredibly strict diet plan, and going from, you know, working out a couple of half hours a week on a treadmill to coming here and working out, committing to 3 days a week, a minimum of 3 days a week, and the diet plan. Like, that was a major change to us, and having each other to lean on and kick each other in the butt when we needed it really helped a lot.
Encourage each other.
There were several times where one of us would have just a little meltdown in the beginning of it, and just be like, we just want some pizza, and you know,
some fried chicken.
We just encouraged each other, and I think that made it so much easier.
Yeah. That's one of the biggest things we talk about when people are starting with us is, you know, we have fitness, we have nutrition, but you can find that really anywhere. If you look hard enough, you can find that somewhere. You can pay for it, you know, whatever. The accountability piece is something that you don't often find unless you really know where to look and find the right type of program. So it's awesome that you guys not only had, you know, Kara, Greg, and Alyssa, you know, and Nibby and everybody, but you had each other, you know, and for most people, they don't have anybody else to push them. Even if they've got a spouse or loved one or, you know, a good friend, sometimes those people can actually be negative and pull in the wrong direction. You know, and,
some of my friends look at me and they're super encouraging. Like, I can't believe you go so often, and I see you check in on Facebook all the time, and how cool is that? And then others don't ever ask me about the gym. They have seen a transformation in my body and my mind and my attitude about everything, pretty much. But they don't ever ask me, like, well, how is the gym? Like, or this week we have the free week going on. Like, I dropped hints, but I knew certain people were never even going to be interested in experiencing something just for the fact of trying to experience something new or different.
Well, we mention this all the time too. Like, I think you really need to be in the right mental place to be able to make this commitment. Like, yeah, sure, you know, at first I didn't know how long I would stick with it. Now, like, I don't see myself without it. But, like, I really think you need to be in the right mental space to want it enough.
Absolutely.
We definitely wanted the change. Like, we definitely wanted the change of just, like, day in, day out, going to work, blah, 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 coming home, making dinner. Like, and now, like, coming here is such an escape, and like I said to somebody recently, that it's like a sanctuary coming here, and just like, you put your phone away, you work as hard as you can for an hour. We've made some really cool friends, and it's just been so awesome. And it's, like I said, it's just like a sanctuary.
It's people have, I don't think people realize that whether they know it or not, they're going to have routine in their life, right? If you're stuck in the same old routine of work, come home, you know, watch TV, eat, go to bed, like, all right, that's your routine. You could be happy doing that. This hour a day, 3 days a week, whatever it is just another part of that routine. The thing that it changes, though, is you get some pretty awesome side effects.
Absolutely.
Your mood, your body, your energy, you know, everything. And obviously the friends and everything else that you guys already talked about. People don't realize that, you know, whether you do it or not, you're going to go through your life, you're going to have routine, and it's going to be, you know, like that hamster wheel. This is like the fun escape of that hamster wheel. You know what I mean?
I said this winter, like, I feel like a lot of people go through this, like, over the winter, like, you can get into those winter blues or whatever. It happened every year. This year didn't happen because we had something. And that was super encouraging. It made it worth it.
The other thing that I really enjoyed, which I totally did not think that I would, is the push personally to just be better than a week ago or 2 weeks ago. Like, we were doing the overhead squats, what was that, Monday? And when we did them 3 weeks ago, I could barely do it with the PVC pipe. And then the second time we did it, it was, okay, the 15-pound barbell, and I think I got 2 5s on there. And then this past week, I think I don't remember what I got up to, but like just seeing how much you're able to push yourself in ways that I totally never thought I was able to has been like very, I don't know what the right word is, rewarding, freeing, like, I don't know.
I think that's some of that mental kind of stimulation I was talking about before is, well, you know, if you don't ever do anything different, a lot of people, you know, they'll read books or they'll, you know, take an online class or whatever it is, they do something to kind of focus their energy. I'm with you. Like, I love the challenge of, all right, this week I just want to do a little bit better than I did last week, you know, and it's not, again, these aren't like, you know, groundbreaking, world-changing things. We're talking about an overhead squat, but at the end of the day, it makes me feel better about myself. It makes me stronger. It made me, you know, if it burns some calories and I look a little better in a bathing suit this summer, then so be it. You know what I mean? Like, those are some of the motives that we all have. We might not talk about them, but by just showing up, finding a routine, finding someone to keep you accountable, finding coaches that help you out, you know, those are the things that come. But it's not like we're coming in and saying, this is all I want to do is go to the beach, you know, and look at it. It's like, you know, we're looking for that routine and that healthy outlet. You know? So I think that's it's really good to hear you guys, the story that you have. You weren't into exercise. You weren't chasing.
Couldn't be further from the truth.
You just basically, you know, you got bored with what you were doing. You didn't change. And found a fun, you know, challenge. And once you meet Kara and Greg and those guys, like it's hard to not keep coming and, you know, and enjoy yourself.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
And all the other members. Like I remember one of the early workouts, we were dying, and like the 3 other people that were dying with us were like, "Come on, Marty! Come on, Mike! You got it!" And like just that constant encouragement from the coaches and the members is just a really cool environment to come to every day and have that positivity, and it's just,
and thank you, Kara, for being with us, and thanks for showing us your gym here. Hopefully we'll get some more stuff going on here soon, some more podcasts, and get a chance to meet some more of the Byram members and coaches. All right, guys, thanks. We'll catch you guys next time.
Thanks.